Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the soul, sultry, sexy sounds of your one and only JHouze Studios podcast. Tonight, we will have the man himself,
Yeah, buddy.
K to the motherfucking J,
Yeah, buddy.
in his sexy shirt that you can buy at our store. Next, we have the always giggly with that bed hair. We won't say why, but we can just imagine exactly what happened. With the other JHouze Studio shirt you can get at our lovely store. And remember, nothing says sexy like wearing only a JHouze Radio shirt to bed.
Oh man.
It is a breathable 50% cotton. And believe me, it absorbs sweat. And you can be as freaky, sexy, funkadunky as you want. And just remember, beauty's only light switch deep. And of course, tonight there's me, your other co-host, Los. Tonight's sexy voice.
I should
You
literally.
never even said my name.
I guess he figured it was you.
Viv.
Probably not. And Viv, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness gracious.
Hi, y'all.
Dan in the chat made it here for 50 episodes. Hope you're well, KJ. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you guys for showing
Thank
love.
you.
Thank you.
I should
I
definitely.
like the emoji.
Yeah, definitely love it. I should definitely have Los just like do like the promotion.
Just record it and then just let it play every
Yeah.
time we're like on it. Even in your absence, we'll be able to use it.
Just use it to promote the merch. Like, come on, like 50% cotton and et cetera, and all that other good stuff. Like,
It comes in various colors.
seriously.
And there is no lingerie sexier than a shirt that says JHouze Radio.
Oh my god. Welcome to the 50th episode of JHouze Radio. We
Woohoo!
have reached 50 episodes, which is insane.
Yay!
That's crazy.
Sorry, I'm
No.
cheering.
Not really. I honestly don't think it's insane. We've covered a lot of topics. We've been political, we've been funny, we've been silly, we've done pop culture, we've done music, we've done everything, and we're lucky enough to have an audience that will follow us through from our first days of hi, I'm on the podcast to now where it's like welcome to the podcast.
Oh,
So,
actually,
it's
it's
a lot of work.
it's so funny you say that because I have a clip. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip right now. I have a clip
boy.
of our very first episode of JHouze Radio, and it sounds like it's like you can tell it was our first episode. We didn't even have video yet; it was only audio.
KJ and Los,
Only
episode
audio.
of JHouze
Okay.
Radio. Thank you for checking out the show. You already know me, KJ, producer / artist of JHouze Production, and I got my boy Los in the
And don't
building.
forget part-time sex symbol.
Oh yeah, and part-time.
Oh my
section,
god, I
that
sound
part of that.
like so bored with my life right there. Oh my god,
I mean, come on. If we're gonna do the podcast, we got to do it right and mention your part-time sex.
Viv, it is not that funny. You don't need to laugh like that, okay? It's not that funny. I don't know if you heard that, Los. It was super low. Like I tried to make it louder. You didn't hear
Yeah, it was
Nah,
very. It was. Remember, I commented when you first started that you should be checking your volumes.
Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't hear it, Los?
No,
No.
I didn't hear it at all.
Oh wow, that sucks. Yeah, it was super low. I don't even. I think my my audio levels were definitely really low. It's my first time. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. The second episode, the audio sounded a lot better. But yeah, 50 episodes, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we started off with the idea. I think the first time I was gonna do JHouze Radio, it was supposed to be just playing a bunch of like indie music for like a lot of underground and local artists on top of like maybe talking about some pop culture stuff. That's what it started off as. And then it just eventually went into us just talking about like different news topics and like things like that, and just kind of went to what it is today, where we have like one main topic that we touch base on with a bunch of little news topics that we talk about that's going on in the industry, basically. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely interesting with the way it started off. So tonight we're going to do things a little differently. It's not going to be our traditional kind of episode. It's just going to be really laid back. I got a bunch of questions. It's going to be like a Q&A segment episode.
Oh boy.
A bunch of questions that we're going to ask the panel, and people in chat can actually answer the questions too. Just to kind of get to know us, and yeah, just kind of have some fun with it. The first question we're going to ask is if you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it be? We'll start with you, Viv.
I would love to have me in a steampunk outfit, preferably Batgirl, announcing the show.
If you could have anything with a billboard, that's what you would put? Really?
Heck yeah. It's a very steampunk is not an easy way to like, it has a lot of components. And I personally would love to be like, listen to JHouze Radio in a nice little steampunk outfit.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool. I mean,
Like
promoting
a
the
Batgirl
podcast.
one. Yeah.
Promoting the podcast. That's a cool one, I guess. Can't be mad at that. What about you, Los? If you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would you have?
Get the motherfucking vaccine, you idiot. That's what mine would be.
Okay, in my defense, I'm getting my first vaccine shot tomorrow after work. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
In my defense. So.
In your defense, there's no defense. It's just your choice.
No, Los was just like, no, I'm just saying based off what Los said. Get the damn vaccine. I mean,
I've dealt with a lot of cops who are like, I ain't getting the fucking vaccine, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, in their department, 3 people have died from not getting the vaccine.
yeah.
I don't understand that I don't.
I mean, a lot of
Crazy.
people have their reasons why, but yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of medical exceptions that you can't, because of whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you're under 12.
you can also be anaphylactic and allergic. Who knows,
Yeah, in Viv's case, yeah. If I had to pick a billboard and I could put anything on a billboard, I would probably kind of take away from Viv's answer. I would promote JHouze Radio. Like, just promote it on the billboard. Why not? It's my passion. It's my love. People used to always tell me, hey, you got a radio voice. You should try to do a podcast one day. I took a shot at it, and it's been pretty decent. We got a decent little following. So I think I would promote the podcast for sure. Corny answer, but, is what it is.
Not corny. Very nice.
Now, my question for you, would you put a picture of yourself on the billboard?
I would probably have like one of those billboards where it's like a video billboard where it shows like small clips or something like that. So maybe have like, I mean, that's probably gonna be hard to do because it's just us talking. If it was like an audio billboard, then I would have us like maybe like have like some funny clips on the on the billboard and just show like the logo and where they can watch it, et cetera, et cetera. Because like a podcast is a little hard to promote with just saying, hey, check out the podcast. But if you have some clips with the podcast on it, people might be like, oh, well, that's kind of funny. Let me check these guys out. So that's what I would go for.
Good
Right,
answer.
of course, you'd have a picture of you with a nice shirt.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
of course, you gotta have a nice shirt. Second question: pizza or wings on a Friday night? You gotta pick one.
Why not both?
I know you would say that. Of course you would. But if you had to pick one.
Listen, I'm nowhere near a good pizza place here, so pizza would be my first choice.
Pizza would be your first choice. You gotta
From
pick one.
Benny's.
Where the wings come from.
Huh?
It depends where the wings come from.
Mm.
Well, if you live next to your best wing spot and pizza spot.
Oh.
Oddly enough, they're right next to each other.
Oh, really? Of course that would happen, right?
It's a spot in Hackensack called Napoli.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
amazing.
Very good
And,
place.
And there's a bonchon next to it. So I probably picked the pizza only because I have more of a variety of flavors. I can go Hawaiian, meat lovers, blah, 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 blah. As opposed to wings, it's just soy garlic, and that's it.
Hawaiian? You like pineapples on your pizza, Los?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Hello.
The heck, bro?
Lisa J in chat says both. So yeah, she can't pick one again. Oh man.
Thank you, Lisa.
I forgot
Thank
your
you,
whole
Miss Lisa.
like Los is like unrealistically part Hawaiian, so I guess Hawaiian pizza would be his thing.
Is that everybody thinks I'm Hawaiian, so I've just kind of adapted it. Like, yeah, I'm Hawaiian. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm Hawaiian. Whatever.
Mahalo.
Hello.
If I had to pick one, I'm going with wings. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. I like pizza, but I feel like I had pizza so many times over the years with having kids and all that stuff like that. I gotta pick the wings. Gotta go for
You're
it.
pizzaed out.
Yeah, I'm pizzaed out.
No, I knew he would pick wings because every time we used to go out drinking, he
Yep.
would order wings,
That was his thing. Yep.
and I would always be like, "Give extra wet naps."
Yeah, mom
You'd
and
always
chat.
miss a spot.
Of course.
You'd always miss a spot, and then be like, some
Yeah,
like wing sauce on your shirt or on your face somewhere. I'd be like, "Yo,
that's
it's a
the
wet nap,
one.
bro."
That's the one thing I hate about wings is that like when you eat them, sometimes you get sauce in a place that you didn't even have the wings near. Like you're like, how did sauce get on the back of my thigh or something like that? You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
What I hate about wings is you get that weird hot sauce ring on your nails. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yes, that's so disgusting, man.
That.
It is so disgusting. Viv,
And you
what
go
is
to scratch your face, like, oh, I smell yucky hot sauce.
Viv? What is your favorite pizza?
Which pizza?
Yeah, because you said you wanted pizza, right? You said pizza would be your
Oh
thing?
yeah. I said pizza. Pizza from Benny Tadino's in Hoboken,
Okay.
or 7-Star Pizza in Hoboken. If
Hoboken
it's still
seems to be-
there.
Nah, you want to go Benny's. You want to go Benny's. Let's face it, it's the biggest slice in New Jersey, I think. One.
Oh no!
And
Oh
two,
yeah. It is because the biggest slice in New York is in Yonkers, and I've been there. It's like a 2-foot slice.
Mm. Okay.
And you can sit outside with Benny's and look at all the people walk by, and everyone looks at you like, motherfucker, I want Benny's too.
I want beanies too.
You eat the bennies in front of them, and you're like,
You want some, don't you? You want some of this piece of grease
Benny-
on your lips.
Benny's is such a kick-ass place. Whenever I have friends or family come from another country or another city, I'm like, we're driving 40 minutes or 50 minutes to Hoboken so I can get you the biggest slice of pizza in New Jersey. And they all look.
All right, let's jump to the next question. What is your favorite Quentin Tarantino film?
Why did you pick these questions? Oh my god.
I forgot the name of it. Give me 1 second to look it up.
All right. For me, I'll go first.
Okay.
My favorite Quentin Tarantino film has to be Pulp Fiction. I just don't think anything beats that, in my opinion. Classic film. To this day, people still quote that film. You still see homage paid to that film to this day. Classic. It's Pulp Fiction. You can't beat it. I love it. It's gotta be one of the best pop culture films of all time.
For me, I lean more toward Reservoir Dogs. So for me, that's his best one because his directing was the best in that one. Not that it lacked in a lot of later films, but that one I think it had that 90s independent film spirit, and he made the most out of the most simplest settings. For me.
Okay. Not a bad pick. Reservoir Dogs is a pretty good film. I'll give it that. You, Viv, do you have a favorite Quentin Tarantino film?
I don't, because I like most of them. However, if I had to select one to watch over and over again, it would be Reservoir Dogs for sure.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I like not brutality, but
I like
'cause,
brutality.
I don't like brutality like that, but it's more on the level of he really wanted to be realistic with things as he filmed. Like it's the time, it's the way that it was filmed. I think the treatment, I think that's what you guys call it, right? The treatment, the style, the camera angles, the color of the
Cinematography,
film.
yeah.
Yeah, all of that. And of
Direction.
course, the music score. No, more like the visual aspect of the film. I mean, along with the acting, of course, but like, and the way that it's not filmed like a sequence film, Quentin Tarantino's style is always back and forth. It's never really like this first happened, that first happened, then that happened, then that happened. No, no, no. Everything is just like one big mosh. So,
Well, his big influence for doing that was 70s television, believe it or not.
of course,
And
of course.
the blaxploitation films. Like he's really big on the blaxploitation and the martial arts films of the 70s. Like,
Yeah.
to him, those people are his idols. Big time.
Yeah, yeah. You can basically see that in his art direction and just the way just the way his films look. Like you can tell where his inspiration comes from.
I'm not sure if
basically.
it's a channel, but I think Reels is a channel on cable. Yeah, I still watch cable TV sometimes. But they did a sort of a bio documentary pick on his career and
Mhm.
where he's at, like where he was going. And this was way before the Harvey Weinstein situation. So, it really covers all of his like works, everything, including the stuff that he did when he first was not even a director.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, señores y señoritas. Welcome to JHouze Radio. I mean, radio.
What's
Because
up,
like,
Los?
oh my god, we're like so special. If everybody wants to be around us, like we're like so popular. Like for real.
You groovy ladies and gentlemen out there, welcome to JHouze Radio. Today's very sexy, sexual, erotic, to the bone, make you want to scream to have the neighbors complain.
I remember this one.
Is about action movies, and today we have one of the slickest, grooviest, sexiest people I know. Let everyone show of hands for Ricky the Man Tacky.
Oh man,
God.
dude, I was actually inspired by that.
I like that. I don't know if I'm watching a late night HBO show or
And
a
also,
podcast.
we have Sexual Chocolate himself, KJ,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
on the mic, but
Welcome,
not the
ladies
way
and
you're
gentlemen.
thinking.
Welcome. Oh my God.
yeah, man. I think Mike. Oh man.
And then Los, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, Los.
And of course, there's me, the secret you don't want to tell your mama. Los himself.
The secret you don't want to tell your mama.
I feel you. I mean, that's why I think they're kind of
I
stepping
lost you. I
into
don't hear
a
you.
world.
All right, there you go. I think I got you.
All right. I think that's probably
Nope,
why
no
they're.
one hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Brought to you by Verizon. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
I can't believe we've actually made it like this far.
There is
And-
it's a long journey.
And well, my thing is, I don't think we made it this far. We're still having a lot of fun with this.
that was pretty funny. That was some of our clips.
Wow.
And then Los's little infamous intros, man.
Sexual chocolate.
I'm sorry, what it is. I'm
you
retarded.
you are hysterical.
I
I'm mad.
remember actually listening to that one on my way to work the other
Yeah.
day. I was like, oh my god.
A lot of people like Los's intros. That's why I'm like, we gotta once in a while throw a special Los intro in there once in a while, for real. That was a good one. I was actually kind of upset that we couldn't get Ricky on today. Like maybe we'll get him on next time.
Aw.
So
Yeah, it's with his work schedule and stuff. But I'm gonna try to get him on soon.
okay, awesome.
And we'll do another like movie episode, I guess, because it always works best with him.
Yeah, true.
Movie.
I
I forgot about that line. The secret you don't want to tell your mama.
yeah, for real. I'm actually like maybe we should make like a Los shirt and have like JHouze Radio on it, and then on the back have like the secret you don't want to tell your mama.
Correct.
That'll
I
be so
think that would be so good.
Let's jump into our next little random question here. Did Darth Vader make the right choice by choosing the dark side?
What?
Did Darth Vader
I mean, I heard the question.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? Where are you getting these questions from? My gosh.
out of the
Viv
ether?
goes first.
Viv?
Viv goes first because mine's gonna be
Uh-oh.
a little long.
Los has a long one. All right, go ahead, Viv.
All right, I'll just
in
keep
your
it simple.
in your opinion, obviously.
In,
this is all
in my
opinion.
humble,
In your
not
humble-
all-knowing Star Wars opinion,
Yes.
he had to make a choice. He made that choice. In many, he had to make a choice.
We know that.
He had to make a choice, and the choice that he made was the choice done by instinct, not by like thoughtful processing. He did it by instinct. He did it because he felt that calling, and he did it because he also was burnt to death.
Yeah.
And the one side that did come to rescue him at some point in his eyes was the dark side. So his allies and his loyalty go there because of that. But
Okay.
I know Los has a whole different.
Oh no, KJ first, because mine's long.
Oh, Los is about to go deep on this one. Did he choose? I personally think that he chose the right way, because at the end of the day, you gotta listen to your heart, and I feel like if he chose the light side, we wouldn't have the interesting story that we have right now. Like I don't think Star Wars wouldn't be Star Wars without Darth Vader. So if he didn't make that choice, like what would the storyline like what would that universe look like? You know what I mean? So I think he made the right choice. It might not be the choice that we agree with, but I think he made the right choice.
For himself.
Yeah.
Right.
What about you, Los?
Apparently we're wrong.
Yeah.
KJ, we're wrong.
Skywalker. You have to look at it for what it is. Anakin Skywalker was groomed since childhood, okay, to be this person who would flip on a dime. He was groomed since childhood to be over emotional by his surrogate father, Palpatine, okay? When the people who was trying to show him the light and teach him all his skills were the Jedi. I don't think Anakin had a choice because he was groomed.
Sorry,
it was
chat.
child abuse, okay? And because it was child abuse and he was forced to make a decision, when you're put up against your back's against the wall, your friends or your father, you're going to pick your father. And he was groomed to pick his surrogate father. So I don't think he had a choice. And if he would have stayed to the light side, you would have characters. Because Freddie Prinze, who played the blind Jedi in Rebels, okay, he was explaining the Force by Lucas, and he says the Force is a balance. So if he would have stayed to the light side, then you would have had another person come up through the dark side. So I personally think that Vader picked it because of child abuse, emotional abuse. And Palpatine continued to make sure he was uncomfortable and angry the whole time because he was uncomfortable in his suit. So I think he never had a choice because of child abuse. And
Wow.
That's what the truth is.
Well, it's also a psychological situation if you're always with the captor. Like, you know, when people get captured or kidnapped and they're constantly with that person that does the kidnapping,
Yeah.
it's a psychological thing. You become a codependent person with that person. So even if they even if they like abuse you or whatever, you still have to gravitate to them because that's the only thing you know. Unless someone shows you different, holds you back, lets you detox yourself from that, you're not gonna know anything else. And of course, like you said, Palpatine groomed him to just keep emotional, to just feed into that, you know, emotional side of his being. And you know, he doesn't know any different, he doesn't know any better. And even though
the other thing is Obi-Wan didn't treat him as a son, he treated him as a brother. And Anakin didn't need a brother, he needed a father. And that's why Palpatine was able to groom him and do that abuse and make him make that choice. Choose your father over your friends.
Wow, Los took that to a whole different level that
Yeah,
I
he
was
did.
not expecting. I was like,
I
wow.
knew it was going there.
And I'm a Star Trek fan. And I can see
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. That's
Right,
why I was like,
right.
this is the Star Trek guy right here, and he's like breaking it down to a way I've never thought about before. That's really interesting. Let's take a different direction with some of the questions here. What is your favorite candy? We'll start with Viv.
Oh,
From
come on.
the
Oh,
80s.
no. Keith, it's your turn. It's your turn because I started one. She started one. It's your turn.
I thought I went last with the Star Wars thing. Didn't I go first?
No.
No.
You went second. Viv went first.
You went, yeah,
Oh,
you told
okay,
me to
okay.
go first.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what is your favorite candy / snack from the 80s or 90s? For
Keith.
me, I gotta say during my childhood, Now or Later's was my thing. I don't know if you guys know what.
Candy.
Yeah,
Candy, does this include chocolate?
yeah, candy / snack. So it could be chocolate, it could be chips, cakes, like whatever was like your thing back during like the 80s and 90s.
Okay. So in the 80s and 90s, I wasn't much of a candy person. I was a
Okay.
snacker, and I loved the nacho. It's called nacho chips from the bodega, and cola champagne. Champagne cola.
Oh, you
Cola.
like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so disgusting.
It's one of the best sodas I've ever had. It
Oh, I
wasn't
hate
too
it.
sugary. It was just bubbly enough, and it tastes delicious with some either Doritos or nacho chips, what they were called. Bravos. Sorry, Bravos nacho
Bravo.
chips.
I used to hate I used to hate that soda. It was so disgusting. So
Do
disgusting.
you like cream soda?
No, I
Because they're
hate
almost.
I hate cream
Oh, that's
soda.
fine.
That's probably
That's why.
that's
But
probably
yeah,
why.
that was my go-to. Like I lived literally like a quarter block and a quarter Jersey block from a bodega, and the neighborhood bodega was owned by a Cuban person, and they had like all the cool stuff in the front, but on the side in the back of the coolers,
Mm-hmm.
they had the little bottles. It was a little bottle, and it wasn't shaped or anything. It was just like a little bottle, and then like the 2-liter bottle.
Oh wow.
So I was allowed to get the little bottle and a bag of Bravo nacho chips.
Chat, feel free to answer that question too, because I'm curious to see what you guys come up with. But go ahead, Los.
Okay. For the 80s, there's one very specific, and Lisa, you might remember this. The Reggie Jackson bar was my favorite in the 80s.
Reggie
they stopped making
Jackson bar? I don't know if
Jackson bar.
I'm gonna
Lisa,
see if I can find that.
You know the Reggie Jackson bar. It was square. It was in a white wrapper, and it had Reggie Jackson swinging it back right on the image of it.
Oh, I don't remember
And-
that. The Reggie Jackson bar. I don't remember that one.
Reggie Jackson. Oh, I love that. And in the 90s and today, it's still Pringles sour cream and onion.
Oh yeah, you kind of can't go wrong with Pringles. I don't think you can go wrong with sour cream and onion anything. Sour cream and onion is like the best favorite on the planet when it comes to chips.
Oh, was I supposed to do one for like today?
I mean, you don't have
Like
to,
now?
but if you want to.
Like now to
you-
like it's late July, potato chips, or it's corn chips actually with salsa.
Okay. Kyrie Johnson, Kyrie in chat says peanut chew. I mean, yeah, the peanut chew candy.
Peanut chew.
I used to
Oh,
like those. The peanut chew
wow.
candy. That was pretty good. I used to like that one.
Yo, Lisa doesn't remember the Reggie Jackson bar?
You don't remember the Reggie
come on,
Jackson
girl.
bar? Come
That was
on.
in every bodega and corner store.
He says you don't remember that one. Wow. Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
After Lisa's sweet enough, she don't need no candy. That's why.
Oh, nice comeback. What's your favorite one from the 90s, Lois? Or did you say that one already? I think you said Reggie Jackson bars
Yeah,
from the
he's-
80s.
And then he said,
Pringles sour cream and onion from the 90s.
Oh, okay. Cool beans.
"Oh,
Yeah.
I'm from the '90s, Jolt."
Jolt? What was
Yo.
that?
What the fucking bomb?
Was that
Yo.
was that candy?
No, that was
No,
a.
Soda.
Do you want to explain it? I'll explain it if you want to explain it.
It was
He'll
a
explain it.
quadruple caffeinated soda.
Nope,
that
five.
had 5-time caffeinated soda. That if you weren't a coffee drinker, you drank Jolt Cola,
Yep.
and that was like a college staple.
I don't
Well, in
remember.
my case, it was a high school staple.
I don't think I had Jolts. I don't recognize that. Jolt soda?
Cola. It's
Yeah, Jolt
Jolt.
Cola.
I think it's Jolt Cola.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen
It
that
has
in
a
stores.
Thunderbolt
A
and a
Thunderbolt that
lot of
goes through the
lines
yeah.
through the O. Mhm.
I remember seeing that in stores. I just never like had it. I don't think I've had it. I don't remember it.
I had a lot of responsibilities when I was in high school, and to get up early is not a problem for me, but to stay up and awake and alert,
Yeah.
that was a problem. So sometimes I would have coffee black with just sugar, or I would have Jolt Cola. So it depends.
No, we were hardcore, man. We would be working on film projects. Just take a spoonful of instant coffee and wash it down with Jolt Cola. And we were up, right?
Wow. You're like asking to like pass out. Are you serious?
Yo, film school, bro. You have projects due
Yeah.
like every week. No.
Oh,
And film
man.
on top of that, no way.
Right. And then
I'm-
when I worked in Starbucks, yes, I worked in Starbucks at one point. I had to close and open. And this is before Starbucks in Edgewater stayed open 24 hours. So we would close around 2:00, make sure everything was clean. I would have to come back around 5, quarter to 5, open up, and then just since we had the dinosaur coffee machines, we had to do like warm up the machines. So I had to pull like 16, 18 shots, put them all in a venti cup, put some hazelnut scissors with some vanilla, and down it goes.
Oh my god. You guys are trying to just like Kari in chat said, you guys are trying to kill your heart, man. That is a lot. Like, jeez. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, no, I had palpitations at one point, so I had to stop. I had to stop getting the morning shift. I would always close.
Oh man, that is rough. That is rough. I'm actually about to open up this image. Actually, it's here right for you guys in chat. The image of the Jolt Cola. That's what it looks like.
Nice.
I remember seeing that in stores.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't remember having that one, and mixing that with coffee grind, that's crazy, dude. That is
Yeah,
insane.
Carlos, that's like beastly, man. Like
Yeah.
legit.
It's like, you want to take a shot of adrenaline in your brain? Let's go.
Let's just put it
Think
in your
about
heart.
we would do these projects, and I was on this one. A student was doing a horror film. So now I'm doing horror makeup, right? I'm helping run the camera. I'm ADing, right? At one point, I'm running out to try to stop traffic. I mean, like, I just had to run back and forth, and I couldn't fall asleep because I was running around so much. If I sat down, out. So I was like, let's go.
Oh,
All-nighter
man.
special. Call it.
You also have two Taurians who are pretty much very diligent when it comes to like dedication towards work. So we will pull all-nighters, if not 24 hours or more, depending on how dedicated we are to the project. So
Yeah.
Well, just to add to the soda conversation before we go into the next question, my favorite soda was a little CNC soda that you got from the corner store. Little CNC.
The
Classic.
little
8-ounce one.
Glass, yes, the little eight, yes, the little jugs. Classic.
They look like little barrels.
Yeah.
The 25-cent one. 25-cent one.
Oh,
I got a quarter.
man.
I got a quarter.
That's so crazy. And like the crazy part is like those things used to be 25 cents. And there was a point where it went up to like 50 cents and everybody lost their minds.
Everybody lost
Everybody
their
was like,
minds.
what? Why is this
Just
50
like
cents?
when Bazooka went up to a quarter. You're like, oh my God, they used to be 5 cents.
Next question is, if you were a villain from the MCU, who would you be? Actually, from the MCU or DC, who would you be? I went last. We'll go Los this time. Or whoever's ready. If not, then I'll go.
I would have liked an anticipated prep for this question.
But that's the
because-
fun part. No.
I like the fact that he just dropped it on us. Okay, from Marvel, I would have to pick sort of an anti-hero, and that would be Magneto, because I mean they frame him as a bad guy, but he's not really a bad guy because he's fighting for his people.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it is no different than any grassroots group that's trying to preserve their heritage, like or put awareness on the abuse that their group is going through, whether Native Americans, African Americans, Latino Americans, whatever it is. For me, it would be Magneto from Marvel. From DC, it would have to be Darkseid.
Ooh, interesting.
Darkseid?
I was not. I was not expecting that.
Which one's Darkseid again?
He's the guy you saw in Justice League, the Snyder Cut, the main bad guy.
Oh, the one that comes from
I forgot.
Diana's world that they unravel.
It's his boss. It's that guy's boss.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's Darkseid.
Cool.
Voiced by Michael Ironside in the Justice League cartoons.
Yep.
Yeah, great voice, by the way. Gotta admit, great voice. Got a man crush on his voice. Good pick though.
Who's
Darkseid.
next?
Viv, you ready? Or no?
Oh, I'll see what I can remember off the top of my head.
I can go if you want to take a
Do you already know? Like, I still have to think about it.
Yeah, I'll go. I think Los already knows who I'm gonna pick. If I was to go with DC, I had to pick Joker.
Knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I gotta pick Joker. He's literally one of my favorite villains of all time. And just his cat and mouse thing that he has with Batman is just so interesting because it's like he doesn't want to kill him. He just wants to have fun causing chaos, almost as
That's his
if
best friend.
exactly. It's almost as if it's like it's his friend, almost like he needs to
They're
have him.
besties.
Exactly. So
He's the yin to his yang.
yeah, and then just all the iterations of the Jokers that we've gotten over the years. I have my favorites, obviously, but it's just really interesting, with how diverse his character is, but all the different Jokers that we got, basically. And he's the most tortured soul out of like most of the villains I've probably ever seen. So yeah, I would go Joker if I was to pick DC. Marvel.
Wait. I have one quick question. Which iteration of the Joker?
If I had to pick one that was probably close to like me, who I am, I'd probably pick. It's kind of a torn between Dark Knight and the most recent Joker. I mean, it's kind of a tie between those two. Between the most recent Joker film and I'll say I kind of have a tie between the most recent Joker film and the Joker from Dark Knight. Kind of have a tie.
Okay.
So, Marvel, I'm not really sure who I would pick from Marvel. I don't really like a lot of the villains from Marvel. I mean, some of the villains are cool and all, but I don't really like a lot of the villains from Marvel. I think I like the villains from DC more than Marvel. So I don't know about that one.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I like some of the villains, but they don't hit me like the villains from Marvel do. Like, yeah, Thanos was cool and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan. And plus, you got to remember, I know a lot more about DC than I do Marvel, so that's probably why too. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a Marvel villain that I want to be right now, honestly.
Okay.
Viv, you? Or do you still not know yet?
Well, let's go with Marvel since I feel I know a little bit more about Marvel. One of my favorite villains, but I'm kind of torn because I don't think he is a true villain, although he's provoked, he can be villainous. I mean, it's Venom.
Okay.
Venom comes from, this dark matter that just, manifests into
Came out of nowhere.
Right. And then all of a sudden, the fact is that he is like a Deadpool. He has snarky remarks. He's very like quick-witted. He is, but yet if you screw with him, you're in trouble. Like, you don't want to mess
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, true.
So I like the fact that even though the movies portray him a specific way, I read a few of the comics just to update myself a little bit, and he's a very unique kind of villain. So I would love to see how the new movie that's coming up is going to portray him. Catwoman's relationship with Batman has always been very significant in his existence in the DC world.
Yeah.
And her countering his personality, his alertness, his everything has made Catwoman a very visceral person in his world. Plus, you know, she looks badass in a cat suit no matter what. You know, so I wouldn't mind, you know, having that as a second, you know,
Okay.
kind of. But Ra's al Ghul has a lot of knowledge and a lot of power and a lot of focused, vengeful energy, in my opinion. But he demonstrates that with a very cool demeanor. He is not, you know, he's not like, you know, he's like, do you want to, you know, I will kill you. I have the power to do that.
he's like the James Bond of villains.
Correct.
Like, how do you want to die today? Shaken or stirred?
Right. Should I dip you in the well of, you know, revival or not? You know, like, it's up to you. It's up to you. So between those two, those are my two DC ones. And
Cool
that's
beans.
all I gotta say.
Cool beans. Just got a few more questions left before we get out of here. Lois, I want to start with you with this one because this sounds like this question is kind of made for you. What film made you fall in love with film?
Oh, that is way too tough to answer. That is way too tough to answer.
Or even
fell in love with...
I'll go ahead, my bad.
Because here's the thing, like when I started watching movies on my own, it was a lot of old films on television. So I used to watch a lot of the Abbott and Costello films, and I love Abbott and Costello films. I love Three Stooges and all that. I used to watch Charlie Chaplin films. If I had to pick one that made me say, "Oh, I want to do that," it's between watching Charlie Chaplin films and Buster Keaton, because I used to watch those, you know, late at night or when they were on Sunday. And there was also kung fu movies. So for me, it's way too much. If you're asking me what film I continue watching for inspiration because of character development, it would be The Breakfast Club. But what made me fall in love with film and movies?
Love that film.
It's Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton.
Wow. Okay.
And this is as like a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid. I was watching these.
Yeah. Interesting. Charlie Chaplin is a legend. Love that guy. Freaking legend. What about you, Viv? Do you have one yet or not yet?
Well, kudos on mentioning Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
Carlos, he is one of the first videos, like one of the first VHSs that I ever got was from my grandpa. And it was a collection of all Charlie Chaplin's greats titles. You know, The Immigrant, the one that he falls in love with the girl, the one where he is, I think he's trying to like steal something from a bank. So yeah, but in terms of movies that like really impacted me, that I, you know, I'm not a filmmaker. By no means am I a filmmaker like the both of you. You both have like very distinct eyeballs for cinematography. But a film that has always stayed with me, even as a little girl, has been it's a musical.
Okay.
And it just so happens that they're gonna make a revival of it again. And it's West Side Story. I was involved in drama a lot when I was little. I was involved in dance a lot when I was smaller and younger. So that is one of the quintessential masterpieces for anybody who's done drama and or dance or both. So West Side Story with Rita Moreno and Natalie Wood, and that kind of Jerome Robbins
Yeah.
and Bernstein as a composer. Like, you can't, like, that was a powerhouse of a correlation of team, and you can't say that it's not a good movie. Even now, after so many years, they're gonna do one again, but I don't know how that's gonna turn out. But I like the original one, and that was filmed in a studio and then part of the street and then part of a studio. So like it was very hands-on, and the dancing and the music, it was just like the best. So West Side Story for me is one
Interesting.
of long live or die kind of film for me.
Well, one thing I gotta say before I jump into mine is that Lisa in chat, my mom, by the way, mentioned that she loves Breakfast Club. I've known my mom for my
Yay.
entire life, and I never knew my mom loved Breakfast Club. And I
Have
never
you-
even knew she even knew what that movie was, because that is one of
Have
my
you
favorite.
ever asked her?
Never asked her. That is literally one of my favorite movies of all time, and I never knew that my mom liked the same movie that I love. That is cool.
I will bet you money. I'll bet you $5 on air, and I will pay it, and I will videotape it, and we'll put it on the podcast if I'm wrong. But I also bet your mom also loves Ferris Bueller's Day Off and 16 Candles.
Yup.
All right, Lisa in chat, if you like those movies, let me know, because Los is putting a bet on that one.
Aw, you and your dad, her and your dad used to watch it all the time.
Probably.
Aw.
So for me, me and your father watched it always. Really? I didn't know that. See, look, I'm learning about my family right here live on the show. Bringing families together, Chad. That's what JHouze Radio is about. For me, I would definitely say, yeah, Charlie Chaplin definitely paved the way. He was one of my inspirations. But I think for me, growing up, at least for me anyways, I would have to say Eddie Murphy was somebody who really got me into wanting to get into acting during that time. A lot of his early films, Beverly Hills Cop, Golden Child, etc., I just loved it. Like, Eddie Murphy was my guy. I remember being like in elementary school watching Eddie Murphy films, acting out Eddie Murphy films in my living room in my freaking underwear, like just as if I was Eddie Murphy, like I wanted to be him. I wanted to be an actor, and he was the reason why I wanted to be an actor. He was like the funniest guy during that time. He played so many different roles, very, 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 very versatile. And I loved his comedy stand-ups and things like that. So, I mean, I know it's kind of a weird answer because it's not your typical person that would make you think of like classic filmmaking, but there was just something about him during the early 80s and 90s that I just gravitated towards and made me want to even consider anything in the acting realm or like film realm, period. And it started from there, basically. So
That's the beauty of film, that there are different things in different films that can inspire everybody. You're not just stuck or pigeonholed into the classics. Like a movie that I love is The Pest, and I know people who hate that movie. Pest, John Leguizamo.
yeah.
So film is so personal because it's different for everybody. And so if you ask me, your answer is not strange. It is not strange at all.
No.
It's what makes you happy. It brings you joy. If the film brings you joy, regardless, like you can also cry or laugh or get angry during the film, but if overall that film brings you joy and good memories and fond memories of life at a point in time when you first saw it, that's the impact of how a film should be. Like if you're seeing it through the eyes of a human being going through some whatever issues or not during that time in their lives, and they always fondly remember it, that's the best kind of film.
Sure indeed.
And thanks to Eddie Murphy, Keith will never fall for a banana in his tailpipe.
Oh my god. We got 2 more questions to throw at you guys here. What video game character is your favorite of all time? If you have one. If you have one.
Scorpion, Mortal Kombat, all of it.
Good pick.
Done.
Good
I need a
pick.
second to look up the name.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I have a second, which is Assassin's Creed #1.
What was the character's
Number
name
one
from?
character.
What was his name from #1? I forgot the character. You remember?
Isn't Enzo?
I think it was Enzo. Yeah.
Enzo?
Enzo or Ezio? That's the one I was.
Ezio.
Ezio,
Sorry.
yeah.
I always call him Enzo. Whatever.
Ezio.
He's Italian.
Yeah, it's one of those guys with the Italian name. You know what I mean?
Who's some dude with an Italian name? But yeah,
And
those two.
My second one was the Egyptian one, which I forget his name.
Oh, in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I don't know that one. Let me see. I don't know. All right, while you guys looking at mine, yeah, I feel like I want to say Mario, but that's kind of like everybody's favorite video game character of all time.
Is it?
For me,
I don't think so.
For me, it has to be Sonic. To this day, I remember.
Sonic.
Yeah, I remember. I woke up Christmas Day. My parents got me a Sega, and I played Sonic 1,
Sega.
and until my freaking fingers just could not play anymore. I was a Mario guy for a little bit, but for the longest time, I was a Sega guy, and I just love Sonic. I think I loved more Sonic games than Mario games growing up. That's just what it was for me. The Sonic movie that came out recently, the live action one, amazing. Way better than I would have.
They did a
ever
really
expected
good
it.
job with that one.
Really
I must
good.
say. Yep.
And I'm actually looking forward to the Sonic part. I mean the sequel to that as well. It's gonna have Tails in there, so can't wait for that.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, my favorite video game character of all time has to be Sonic, hands down.
Nice.
So, Los, you gave yours already, right? The
No.
character from
He hasn't.
No, mine are 2. Ezio from Assassin's Creed and Bayek from Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
Bayek is the Egyptian one.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Origins. Him and Ezio are my 2 absolute favorite ones because they feel very fleshed out, and that's why I like them so much.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I really like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm still kind of playing it. I'll play it like for half an hour once a month, and I'm like, I'm not really into this character. I'm
Half an hour once a month.
When I first started playing it, I played it like 8 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. But then once I picked it up again, I was like, I'm not really interested in this guy. Maybe I need to start over, or I don't know. I just really wasn't into it.
Yeah, I feel. I mean, yes. Sometimes games, if they don't grab you, then they just don't grab you, man. Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Yeah,
just let it go.
Wait, but hold on. Question.
Okay.
Is Tetris a character?
That's a good question.
I don't think so. I would consider Tetris more a puzzle.
Yeah.
Or a prop, not really a character.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because,
I mean, aside from
like
Mortal Kombat and Assassin's Creed, which are 2 of my most favorite games, Tetris is my top. Like Game Boy, I used to play it all the time on Game Boy. If I had if I could borrow someone's Nintendo, I would play Tetris only. Like screw Duck Hunt, screw Mario Brothers. I'm a Tetris, 100% person.
Tetris just goes beyond time, man. Like that game is still running to this day. There's just so many different iterations of that franchise at this point. Good game.
But yeah, I just wondered what happened.
The best one is still on Game Boy, the original.
Yep. Which I have.
Yeah,
and it still works.
just classic. Even when I play some of the current Tetris games, I still just kind of play like the classic. Just let me just play Tetris. Like I don't want all that extra like crazy effects, crazy rules, and I'm like I don't want that.
Although,
like
to say the PlayStation 4's Tetris effects,
yeah,
is a really good.
Oh yeah.
supplement to the original Tetris because it adds a lot of more like alliterations, and it just makes it more interesting to focus.
Yeah,
And it has like
yeah.
background music if you want it. If you don't want it, you can take it out, whatever. But it's
One
really
thing,
cool.
one things I like about Tetris Effect is that like as you drop the blocks, it kind of coincides with the music. It's so
Yes,
interesting. It is so interesting. I've
it's
never
the best. It's one of
yeah.
the best alliterations of the game because I used to play Marathon Tetris on the iPhone app,
Yeah.
but then they discontinued it as of April 30th of last year.
Mhm.
So I can't play it anymore. Like that used to be the game that I used to play when I was waiting for stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
But because of that, I was like, oh no, what I'm gonna do? I feel so sad. Like
Found a new Tetris game.
I've been playing Tetris forever, literally forever. So I was glad to find that one. Just in case people out there listening.
Yeah.
Tetris still lives if you have
Yeah.
PlayStation 4.
Tetris will never die. All right, our last question for the night. If you can go back and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell them? Anything. You can tell them anything. Don't vote don't vote for Trump. Whatever.
I have now. Are you? Is it one thing, or is it like one thing financial, one thing personal, one thing career-wise? What would it be?
You can tell them anything. Even if it's one
Anything.
thing, or even if it's like
It's-
multiple things. Like you had one conversation to talk to them.
5. Okay, so then let's narrow it down to like top 3 points that you want to tell your
Okay.
18-year-old self.
Let's do that. Top 3.
Anything but top 3 points.
Yeah.
Who's going first?
Me? Guess I'll go.
Whoever I'm pointing
okay.
at, I don't know who I'm pointing at.
Lisa in Jets says, "Follow your dreams." Very basic, straight to the point. That's a good one.
Yeah.
If I could go back to my 18-year-old self, how about we just do one by one? Because I can think of one right now. The first thing I would tell them, do not give up acting. Like, stay on course, stay on it, bust your butt, do whatever you gotta do to make it happen, but do not give up on acting. That's one thing. I don't like to say that I regret things in life, but that's one thing that I do regret is that I didn't give my all into acting like I should have. So that would be my one thing. Viv?
I would tell my 18-year-old self to hit up a congressman so that way I can get into the Air Force like I should have been in a while ago.
Interesting. I never knew you wanted to do the Air Force. Cool.
I'm one of my passions was flight, and I wanted to be the first Latina to be up in,
In
fighter
aviation?
pilot.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool beans.
and do engineering for that. But I PT'd, I trained, I did everything on not the female level, but like to get in, there's like 2 different kinds of ranks. So
Okay.
the first rank was the male standards, so I did that and a little bit more, so I was able to get in, but my guidance counselor said no.
Cool.
So
You, Los?
Financially, buy Apple.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Day one by Apple. That's good advice.
Personally, I would say it gets better. Enjoy the heartbreak. Enjoy falling in love. Enjoy all the mistakes. You grow and you become so much smarter because of it. Career-wise, make more movies. And that's it.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Because if I look at my life, okay, and I decide to change it from 18 forward, the people who I've been in touch with, have inspired, have mentored, and have pushed forward and everything else, they would not be where they're at, or they would not have their careers. So for me to tell my 18-year-old self, do something completely different, screw all these people who you've influenced and helped, is too selfish for me to do. So I would rather have this life, inspire the people, push them forward, let them have their careers, let them have their joys. But my thing would be make more films, make more music. And the rest will take care of itself. You know?
Yeah.
And the journey in life, the hard parts is what make you grow. And the good parts is what make you have fun. But you never realize you're having fun till the hard part hits you. So yeah, I would just tell you, enjoy all of it. You know, sometimes falling out of love is just as much fun as falling in love.
Wow. Interesting. Did not expect that. Los is like hitting the deep points today. Like, seriously.
Yeah, he's very profound today.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on today? Wow. Got me kind of emotional on that one.
Well, the full moon did come out on Monday, so
yeah,
it was
true.
it was the harvest moon. The harvest moon is the most powerful of the moons. So
okay.
What you have to think about is, you know, for you to be the perfect person for your partner today, you had to go through your slew of other messed up relationships to make you the person that you are today for your partner. So if you remove one relationship out of them, you change the chain and you might not be right for the person you're with today. So continue the chain, enjoy it. Because in the end, you're either happy or you're not. There is no in between. As much as people say, oh, there's all shades of gray, not when it comes to happiness. You are or you aren't. And for the most part, I'm happy. Does I have frustrating parts of my life? Sure, just like everybody else in the universe.
Of course.
When it comes to it, bottom line comes to is, I'm generally happy. You know,
Sure.
Could I use more money? Sure, who couldn't? But again, I'm generally happy.
Yeah, I think we gotta take time to realize how happy we are. A lot of times we focus on what we don't have, and a lot of us are guilty of that. A lot of us like, oh man, I don't have enough money. I don't have a new car, or I don't have this, I don't have that. And a lot of times we do lose sight of what we currently do have that is good in our life, you know? But
what's your second thing that you're going to tell your 18-year-old self?
I mean, I think my second and third thing kind of coincide with each other. It's just like focus more on like what I want to do with my life. Like just be smarter with money. Like I feel like during that time, just like a lot of us, we're so focused on relationships and friends and being liked and et cetera, et cetera. I would just say, listen, like stop worrying about that stuff. You're going to meet a lot of people in your life. A lot of people are going to come and go. Most of the friends that I had during that time are not even in my life now. I don't even know where they are. And during that time, I focused so much on like just trying to be their friend, trying to be like, trying to fit in. Like I would just tell myself, focus on what you're trying to do with your life. Focus on trying to, you know, invest. Focus on your career, getting into acting, making films. That is what's going to be there for you in the long run. And the people that I thought were my friends during that time, I don't even know where they are in my life right now. So they're not going to be there, you know? So I think that would be the main thing that I would tell myself back when I was 18. Honestly.
Nice.
So, and you, Viv, do you have anything to add to that? Oh, go ahead, Los.
I forgot what I was going to say. It just slipped out of my. I heard your inspirational words, and I was like, "Okay, my thought went."
Sorry about that.
I do. Aside from following that one dream that I did have, I would tell my 18-year-old self, travel more, learn more about the world, because it gets to a point where you just won't be able to do it anymore. And because of circumstances, you know, whether it be politics or just, you know, COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
You won't be able to do the traveling that you have in mind to do. And don't be fearful. I'm very fearful of things. I'm very apprehensive about things, and I literally like get in my head a lot before I actually like act on anything. And doing a move like I did, and you know, coming to a whole different state has been very different. and also losing family in the process was very hard.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can travel between the ages of 18 and 30 something, take advantage of that, because not everybody's going to have a chance, and even if you have to do it by yourself. And that's one thing I was never fearful of, is to do things by myself. But just do it. Just don't think about it too much. Just jump in and do it, because who knows when you're going to have the next time to be able to do it again, if at all. So don't be fearful, and travel more. Learn to travel more. There's a way to educate yourself about the world while you're traveling, and so that is something that I believe not just my 18-year-old self should have learned, but everyone should learn, in terms of just educating yourself, learning more about life in the world, learning more about culture in general, how our country associates with other countries, and how you yourself as a human being can either help or impact other people in different countries.
Wow. You guys are hitting me in the feels today, man. Hit me in the feels. Wow, that's deep.
It's
man.
Carlos's fault.
Yeah.
I remember the one thing I was going to say before. I've never pictured you, KJ, to be someone who needs people to like them, because my image of you is someone who's just likable. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, when I think of you, I think someone who's likable, funny, intelligent, and doesn't mind being embarrassed over silly things. Like, you always take so many things in such a great stride. So it was weird for me to hear you say that, because to me, you're one of the most likable people I know.
Oh, man.
True, though.
No, I appreciate that,
It's
man.
true, though.
Yeah, I mean, during those times, like when I was 18, my confidence level was a little shot. I think around the age of 18, I started gaining a little more confidence. I got rid of my glasses. I got contacts. I started getting into modeling. So I was just building my confidence during that time. So at that time, it was really rough. I didn't have a lot of friends in high school. I hated my high school life. I hated it. I got bullied. I was in a really bad neighborhood, for someone going to high school. So it was really rough, and I felt really out of place. And yeah, like as we always say, in the biz, before we get out of here, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, man. Leave a comment on the audio podcast, share it with a friend. We have our Patreon, patreon.com/JHouze. We're gonna do right now we have a goal going on right now for our first 10 subscribers. If we get 10 subscribers, we're going to do our first animated short film, basically. So we're trying to raise the money for that, so we can get some money for an artist, and like kind of get that ball rolling, basically. So this should be fun. I'll leave more information in the show notes for you guys. And other than that, that has been the 50th. Wait. What's up?
And don't forget, if you want to be extra sexy in bed, don't forget to get the JHouze Radio merch. Ain't nothing sexier than seeing your significant other in that shirt, and nothing but.
I'm literally going to use that for a promo. I gotta use that. I love it.
It's like nothing sexier than seeing your significant other in JHouze Radio merch.
Seriously, guys. And they know, because they have one.
For the extra soft feels.
Oh my god. On that note, chat, we're out of here. Audio listeners, we're out of here. Video watchers, we're out of here. Thanks for the support. Peace and chicken grease. We love you guys.
Hasta pasta, y'all.
Later.
Hasta pasta. Thank you.
Bye.